mama. All right, y'all. I hope you guys are doing good today. I feel so guided right now to come on and talk to y'all about the Kardashians, okay? Now, I am not a freaking YouTube channel that focuses on gossip, okay? I'm always trying to look at the bigger picture. I'm trying to connect the dots here, and I'm really trying to understand a lot around this network that thinks that they own the world, own power, wealth, money, because this is the group right now that's coming right into the spotlight, and they're not going into the spotlight the way they want to anymore. They're coming in with the freaking red light on everything they have done with a karmic return. It feels a little stormy right now. I haven't done the weekly energy reading yet over on my Patreon, but the energies feel stormy, okay? They feel stormy coming in, all right? Because of this kick up of energies in terms of what they have done to attain a long-term level of success, fame, and fortune. Hello, is it Lauren Dunn? Welcome. So I wanted to just kind of touch on some things that I've already talked about, okay? But this one is a biggie. So I'm calling in Archangel Michael to protect my energy field from all viewers, and keeping everything out of my energy field, blocking everything out, and getting these messages out to the collective how they're meant to go out, because that's what I'm here for, is to shine the freaking light, okay? So these are the things that I am seeing so strongly. So I don't know how to really, where to begin. I've been feeling this Kim Kardashian energy around me for the last several months, ever since I brought up the Britney Spears email that I had received, okay, before my MK Ultra attack, warning me. I had made some connections with Britney, okay? So I have felt very strongly with a lot of the content that she's been filming and getting out that she has been a victim of MK Ultra, monarch mind control, and she's probably been a victim of this for a really long time. I remember specifically her being in an interview saying that she felt trapped, that she felt alone, isolated, and that her days were very lonely. And I resonate with those messages, and I have felt a very strong connection to Britney Spears, okay? Especially with just watching a lot of her recent content and certain things that she has said on camera. So in researching Britney Spears, I came across an ex-manager of hers, which is Lou Taylor, okay? Now, the interesting thing about Lou Taylor is that they were in a huge legal battle, okay? But there is a big connection between Lou Taylor and the Kardashians. And this is the thing that I don't think a lot of people know about, okay? So Lou Taylor is the founder of TriStar, okay? So her celebrities are Kim Kardashian. It is, let's just put the Kardashian family in there, okay? Because they're all in some way connected, and they're all helping each other's brands out, their products out, everything, okay? But she is directly connected to them, okay? So what's interesting about Lou Taylor is that she was quoted in a magazine, okay, talking specifically about working on a cutting edge interrupter technology that would change Hollywood for good, basically, okay? And when I saw interrupter technology, that their manager was working on an interrupter technology, that's when the red flags went off for me. That's when I started to look up more about Lou Taylor, okay? And I found out that she is married to the lead pastor of a mega church in Brentwood, Tennessee, okay? And that also kind of was a little bit of like, what's going on, with that area. So Brentwood is right next to Franklin, Tennessee. And I actually used to live there, okay? That is where I resided. That's where I started this channel, in fact, okay? Was in that area. So I thought that was interesting. In fact, I think one of my good friends went to that church, okay? So the other thing that's interesting that a lot of you guys probably don't know, but as you head into the cutest little town ever, okay, in Franklin, Tennessee, there's this eyesore of a store, okay? It's a spy store. And it just makes no flipping sense that you would enter into the most cutest historical town ever, and at the front and center of it that, greets you as you're going into town is the freaking spy store, okay? And it is in your face. I mean, it is like signs everywhere. It is talking about every nanny cams and everything. Like, it is listing it out like crazy. And I was like, this is an odd store. Now, in hindsight, okay, after being attacked, okay, by this technology, by this group, all right, I have realized a lot about these different technologies that they're using constantly. And it makes me go back to the GOP, okay? It makes me go back to this dark network that is going into this spy gear and kind of moving into this underground world of this type of technology where they're owning and trafficking and hurting humans, okay? So I had a dream back in 2020 of Shia LaBeouf, okay? And I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, but I remember this dream very specifically. He was in some kind of an apartment with some friends, and it felt like he was in Manhattan, and they were partying their asses off, but they weren't partying their asses off in a way that you would be like, oh yeah. Basically, the energies of what felt like was coming from him and what he was going through was that it was the end of the world, basically. Like, he was partying in terms of, it is over, guys. Like, it's fucking over. Like, it is over. It is done. And it was like this emphasis of I was like, what does he know that I don't know at this point in time? And that was kind of the energies of it. And I was kind of interested in that because I was like, I think that there's something going on in Hollywood. That's when I thought something was going on. Now, that's before I was attacked. Now, when I'm looking back, retrospectively, I'm thinking there must have been something going on with the celebrities. And that's when a lot of stuff started going awry in my dream state. A celebrity came into my dream state. And there was a lot of just weird stuff going on that I was viewing, and I talked about that a lot, about my dreams and my interactions, and everything just kind of seemed to go a little off. But back to the Kardashians, there's another thing that is kind of striking me about the Kardashians is how long their show has gone on for, their success, their longevity, okay? And just that everything they touch seems to always turn to gold. And that is not always the case for other celebrities, okay? So there are things that I kind of feel are just a little red flaggy in terms of how they attain their success, okay? So the other thing that I keep getting shown, okay, by my spirit team is the connection between Kylie and Travis Scott. I'm going to clear these energies out because I feel like they're trying to get into my energy field because I think they honestly work on such a level where they just want to control everybody right now. They're probably watching me right now, okay? That's the level of this group, okay? Let's call them a cult, okay? So the connection of Travis and Kylie, okay? The Travis Scott concert, okay? I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was a very disastrous show. They said they felt this really dark energy coming in. They felt like it was Satanism. It was a satanic concert. A lot of stuff happened, okay? I don't know if people were killed at that concert or if they just got injured, but it was a thing, okay? It was a thing, okay? And everybody, I feel like that was there, witness this dark energy, this black energy come in to that concert on such a level, and they were saying it was like coming out of his mouth, okay? Now that's a direct connection to Kylie, okay? And then I think about this interrupter technology, the MK Ultra, okay? I'm thinking about the energies of these people, how they attain success, and I can't help but think that there is a tie to them and some form of Satanism, okay? And I don't say that lightly, okay? I don't say that lightly, but there is something going on with these people, because when you tune into these people's energies, and why I'm bringing this up, because I'm a spiritual teacher and I'm really into this stuff, okay? I'm really into people's energies and how they operate, because this is what we're uncovering right now as a collective, okay? And it's important for us to understand a lot of this. But with this type of a culture, okay, and I talked about it also the other day, all right? I was just talking about Bohemian Grove. They take from other people, okay? They take from other people. That is Satanism, okay? They are stealing and taking from other people. So I can't help but think, it's like, if we just go to these brands alone, all right, they sell out the most out of any other brands. Like, if you just look at even the top sellers of makeup and who sells out the most makeup products, and look at who's really selling it out, I feel energetically, that it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I don't feel like it. Because if you look at the success of them, I don't look at Kim Kardashian as this person that is very likable. I don't look at her as a person where you're like, oh my God, like if she were to come into the room, I would not be like, oh my God, she is the nicest person in the world. She's amazing. She is changing the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the energies that she gives off. Yet, she's attained this level of success that she is that. You know what I mean? That she is that person. And it's like the people selling out the most makeup products, I don't feel are like I don't want to say this. I'm not trying to I don't want to shame anybody. And there's nothing wrong with their personalities at all. That's who they are. But I'm just saying, in terms of the attractiveness of these people and the energies of these people, it's not going out into the collective as this energy that would be attaining this amount of success and prosperity. And that, to me, is the red flag of what a Satanism is. Because it's not coming in the same ways energetically that it should. It's like the people who are supposed to be attaining the most success and prosperity are the people who are of the light. Those are actually the people that would be probably having in the most monies and success. But the way our world is designed is the opposite. It's the people that aren't very warm. It's the people who are judgmental. It's the people who are not going out into the world that way that have the most success, okay, that have the most money, that have the most wealth. And that's kind of what I feel like we're shining the light on right now, is like, what is going on here? Like, where are we living? Because the people that are constantly, trying to help people or go out into the world and help people, they're the ones that are struggling. They're the ones that are constantly struggling. And now, I'm not trying to shame anybody, but there's a direct tie to Satanism, okay? There is a direct tie to Satanism. I mean, if you look at Lou Taylor and her connection to Britney Spears and what has gone on with Britney Spears, and then you look at the Travis Scott incident, there is this tie to this type of satanic energy, okay? And I just have to sit here and question the elephant in the room of how these people would have the longest standing shows and selling out the most makeup, when I feel like there are so many people that are just, they don't resonate with them. They don't resonate with these people. And how is that even possible? And that's when I think about this form of manipulating energies. And it goes back to Trump too. It goes back to these people. They're not likable people. They're not likable. There's nothing about them that speaks or connects to the masses. Trump's base has nothing in common with Trump, okay? They have nothing in common with a millionaire, okay? Or a billionaire, okay? They don't have anything in common with any of that kind of money. I mean, a majority of his base. And it's interesting that they have this connection. That's what I mean. It's like the connections don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes any flipping sense. And I feel like that's the stuff that's going to come into the light right now. It's like, why are these people selling out the most? Like, why are these people speaking to the majority of people? It doesn't really make any sense. And I feel like that's part of what they do. Okay, that's part of how they are, manipulating these energies. So I was clearing some energies today, and because I feel like that stuff is around me with this system, and I was trying to clear these dark energies who are blocking me. They're blocking me from a lot of stuff right now. And in fact, I know they're trying to do that right now. They're trying to make it look like I'm the person that's super shallow. I'm the person, that does all this stuff. It's like a reverse thing. Like how I go out to the world is going to go out in a way where people won't resonate with me, or they're not going to like me, but they are going to go out to the world completely different. It's like they do a complete reverse of the energies. So I was looking for this today, and I stumbled upon Microsoft. That's where I ended up. When I was clearing energies, I ended up in Microsoft land. And that makes sense because it's tied in to the same type of technologies, okay? So there was a meeting between Epstein and friggin' Microsoft, dude, whatever, Bill Gates, okay? And I did a reading on it. And in my reading, I came up with that he was creating, what was it called? It felt like he was creating a firewall system that would be stronger than the Pentagon's firewalls. It was like he was working on something for Epstein that even would be beyond a military level technology. And I don't know the exact names of it, but that's the energies that came up about that reading, was that he was developing a system that would be above our military system, okay? That's what came in to that reading with Bill Gates. And I also have now seen things circulating that he was literally working on a cloud technology and something that was linked to the DNA, where he could pretty much own or manipulate our DNA in a way. I can't remember the exact verbiage around the DNA, but it was something where he had finally figured out a specific system linked to our DNA, where he would pretty much be able to own us in some way. Now you go to Zuckerberg, okay, there's the other friend, and he just rolled out Meta mind reading technology. So he's in the thought systems, mind reading, brain technologies. Then the other friend, Elon, with Neuralink, that's the chipping systems. Okay, so you put them all together and you got a pretty tight-knit technology network. And then you throw in some other stuff and we'd be looking at pretty much the end of, I think we'd be looking at Armageddon, okay? That's kind of the energies of it. And that takes me back to the Shia dream again, where I'm like, okay, maybe that's kind of what he was hinting at. Like, he kind of maybe knew, like, something was going on in a way that they could possibly own us in a way that we would never be able to be unblocked, okay? And that these elites at the very top would have access to whatever they wanted, the life of their dreams, and then the rest of us would pretty much just, I don't know, be left behind, essentially. So that's where I ended up today, was in this very dark energy when I was clearing, and it was linked to a Microsoft energy. That was the energy. And it feels like it is a control manipulation type energy, and it feels very dark, and it feels very satanic. It feels like a very, very dark energy, and it also felt like it was in another country, which is really weird. And I also was feeling this energy in terms of even a tunnel system I was getting. It was like a tunnel system. And so that's where the energy led me. And it feels like they have an energy right now where they can literally block people's timelines or block people from getting what they want. They could block people from whatever they want with this type of technology. And that's what takes me back to Lou Taylor with her quoting this interrupter technology. And then just, again, it leads me right back in. It leads me right back into the GOP and all of them with this type of system that I keep talking about. So for me, I have the Seven of Swords reversed. For me, what it feels like is that we were infiltrated in some kind of a way, okay? From what I saw with what happened to me with my attack, I saw some kind of an infiltration through our military system. Now, I don't know if this is directly linked to the reading and the messages I was getting around Bill Gates and his system, But it does feel like there is another system that is like at play right now that is interrupting our lives at a level that is satanic, okay? And I don't want to sit here and say that these celebrities are, but I kind of feel like they kind of know that they are not tied to the light in any way, okay? Like, let's just like, you know, call it what it is. I don't think they're probably tied to the light, okay? If they are connected to a system or they are connected to anything where they're trying to own, trap, or manipulate people. And that takes me right back to Kanye, okay? So what happened with Kanye? You know, it feels really similar to everything going on. He suddenly lost all his money. You know, suddenly all this stuff started happening. He started speaking out, you know, and, you know, everybody cut, you know, their contracts with him, whatever, his bank accounts. Now everybody could say, oh, that might not have been connected to her in any way, but perhaps there was a custody battle or perhaps there's something else going on. You never know, right? You never know what's going on. But honestly, they could go, oh, Kanye, you know, he should never have made those, you know, anti-Semitic, you know, comments or whatever, you know, they can say whatever. But what if Kanye was programmed? What if he was programmed to say something like that? What if they created it so that he was on camera at the exact time? Because that's the level of this technology. It's not like, oh, Kanye, he's thinking for himself and he's doing all that. They program shit to happen to people. They program your life to fall apart. That's part of the satanic technologies, okay? That's part of it. They program everything not to work out for you. They program you to be broke. It is not a coincidence that that man went broke overnight. That is not a coincidence. The other thing that's not a coincidence is that he was tied before all of that to Balenciaga. Balenciaga had that huge children scandal, okay, that marketing scandal. They had little children dressed up in little like disgusting whatever suit. I don't even want to go into it. And it was taken down within 30 minutes. Their marketing department confessed to being practicing Satanists. They were fully proud of it, okay? And it was all at that same time. Again, linked to the Satanism, okay? And that's linked to high fashion, all right? That's high fashion. And I thought that was really interesting because it's like all of that shit happened and then all this stuff happened with Kanye and it was like then Balenciaga cut all of their contracts with him and everything just went up in flames. And I just can't help but think, is there something else that was going on? You know what I mean? Is there something else that was happening? Because that's the level of this machine, okay? The machine decides. They do what they want, okay? And whoever is connected in, it's like, get out of the way. Like, I'm not gonna mention that, but anyway, it's just some weird stuff. But I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm not insinuating anything, but there is something where there was an interaction between Prince and Kim Kardashian, and she mentioned it on one of her recent episodes, and she did something and he wasn't very happy about it. And I don't know, you know, I just think it's interesting because he seems like he was attacked by the same kind of computer system, you know, and he talked about that very candidly as well. And I can't help but think that a lot of these people, you know, that are victims of this, it's definitely tied into Hollywood. And I feel like a lot of these people are targeted and they are hurt. And, you know, it's kind of an interesting thing of like who gets hurt and who doesn't get hurt. You know what I mean? And you have to think of who's on what side and try to understand what's really going on in Hollywood. So right now, I feel like they're going to be feeding their train right now with all this like bliss, happy, love energy. They're going to feed their train with whatever they're going to feed it with and make it look like they're these freaking like churchgoers or something now. They're going to make themselves look a certain way, but that's part of the same freaking facade. That's part of the same lie, okay? It's part of the same imaging, okay? Their imaging and how they go out. They're always going to go out as this untouchable group. And that's how they're going to go out. They're always going to go out to the media the same freaking way. That they're always going to come out on top. And that they would never do anything bad. Now, if you just think of their father, okay, you know, I mean, direct tied to OJ. He represented OJ, okay? Just a lot of stuff. You know, they were friends with all of them, okay? Nicole was a family friend. That's an interesting connection, don't you guys think? Is that a core component to the rise of the Kardashian, or the power or the control of Kardashian? Do they know something? Do they know anything? Is there anything there? Is there a connection to that in some way? These are the things that I feel like could be coming in now, shining a light on the truth. What is keeping them in control? What keeps them in power? There's just a lot of stuff about it that I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like they're going out in a way that is not really true to who they truly are. And I feel like there's a lot of other things that are going on behind the scenes that is pretty dark, that is tied into a lot of other stuff and perhaps needs to come to the light at this point in time. So another thing that's interesting about the TriStar, group, their other TriStar celebrities are Jennifer Lopez and Steven Tyler, okay? So I just thought that was interesting because I'm an intuitive, guys, and I'm sorry, I catch things and I feel energies and I can't help it. Like, I can't freaking help it. That's just who I freaking am. And yeah, I don't know. There's something going on with Ben Affleck, okay? That's all I'm going to say. I feel like he's a victim of some stuff. I mean, we watched a whole episode shitstorm go down with him and Jennifer Garner, and I'm not going to freaking sit here and just like fucking sweep it under the rug. Something fucking happened to that guy. And I for sure, like, I am certain that something happened to Ben. And now that I'm knowing that TriStar is one of Jennifer Lopez's people, he got involved with Jennifer right before the other Jennifer, okay? I can't help but think, because it just felt so out of left field that all that stuff happened to him, okay? That all of a sudden he suddenly had this insane drinking problem and then this affair with the nanny and all this stuff. This feels like a plot that would be carved out by this same kind of group. I'm telling you, it's the same thing with Kanye. It's like they create this. Like, I'm telling you that these people, I don't think that it is, I think that they are set up in some way. I think they are framed. Okay, they bring in the nannies. That's part of an escort system, guys. That's an escort program, okay? This goes back to Tiger Woods, same way, untouchable guy, right? Set him up, get him the escorts. And what do they freaking do when they want to strike? Guess what happens? Oh, all your shit. This is the thing. They make people feel like, oh, you're untouchable. You can have whatever you want. And that's like the Donald Trump train. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. That's the Epstein train. Feeding whatever you want. Anything illegal, you're untouchable. You could do whatever you want. Drugs, sex, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, when they want it, when they're going to hit, right? The train fucking hits, they slam hard. Ooh, then what happens to all of them? Oh, they go down. They crash hard, right? It's all a setup. It's all a frame. It is all to manipulate. It is all to integrate. What were they afraid of with Ben and Jennifer? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, were they coming in as a real strong powerhouse in Hollywood? Were they a threat? You gotta think. We gotta look at the resumes. You gotta look at the talent, right? You gotta look at the talent. You gotta look at who's representing them, okay? You gotta start thinking bigger. You gotta think in terms of the talent. Okay, let's look at Ben Affleck. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I don't even care because everybody else does it. I'm gonna do it. Look at Ben Affleck. Look at Jennifer Garner, and then now let's look at Kim Kardashian in the talent pool. Let's look at it. Let's look at it right now. Okay, you have to look at the freaking talent pool. All right, of who's going out. The writers, the actor, the people that are actually really creating content. And that's a low blow, but at this point, I don't freaking care because I really, truly believe that they are tied to some really dark stuff, okay? They are tied to some really dark stuff. And when you see these people that are getting attacked, they're getting victimized in these places, you can't help now but start to put the dots together. You can't help but connect the freaking dots, okay? Another one, Nick Lachey, Jessica Simpson. I'll sit here till I'm freaking blue in the face. What the hell happened there, okay? This couple that was so in love, so happy, another huge talent pool. What the hell happened to them? Where did they go? What happened? And I know Jessica knew. I know she knows because she fought for that marriage. And who did they bring right on in, right? who did they bring in? They brought in Vanessa. You know, it's like, and the staging of it too. It's like I don't know, man. Like I don't see Hollywood the same way. Now that I've been attacked, I see right there. I'm like, oh my God. Like when you start to really look and you're like, oh my God, look at all the couples and then look at how they just tear through them. It's like, if you're a threat, it's like, and who would do that? Who would do that to a happy couple? Who would freaking do that? Insecure people do that, right? People who are threatened, people who want that. Satanists, they want that. I want that. I don't want that life. That's what they do. I'll take that. I take that life. You know what I mean? They take from people. That's what they freaking do. And this is the elephant, okay, that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to think about it. A lot of people don't think about it. A lot of people don't get it. They don't understand it. But there was an interview recently with Ben Affleck, and I just couldn't stop. Like, I was like, no, like, it's like he's saying things without saying them. You know what I mean? And I could pick up on what he was saying. And I was like, I don't know. Something might be going on. I don't know. But hopefully it's not anything. But it's like there is something connected to him that I feel has not been of the light. Okay? There's something that has maybe gone after him in some way. But I know he's not alone. And who knows? Matt Damon could be the same way. Who knows? Who freaking knows? I feel like it is probably like playing chess in Hollywood. It is probably like, you gotta freaking, it's like hopscotch. Like, I gotta make sure that nobody goes after me. Like, I gotta play both sides. I don't know. Like, it could be something like that. Right now, I have Tower Reverse coming in. I don't know what it is like, but man, watching a lot of this stuff unfold right now, Justin Bieber's recent interview about everything that happened to him, you know, it is dark, man. It is dark, you know, like he was connected to Usher and P. Diddy, and there's just these, you know, when they show the interviews between them and the awkwardness between him and P. Diddy, it's just like, oh my God, like it's just like an interesting thing to like see it from a whole new lens, you know? So this energy, the energies to me feel like, I think that things are going to start crashing down. That's what it feels like energetically. If I'm going to be honest with you in terms of what this is Hollywood's a freaking train, okay? It's a train. And this whole technology, Microsoft system, whatever the hell they gotten into, it's another train. And people right now, look, I got Hermit Reverse. It's something that we are going to have to we got to go into the underbelly of this stuff, and we're going to have to shine a light on whatever this system is that is literally owning, manipulating, and controlling people, their money, and who they are, and how they go out into the world, because they literally have it down to a science at this point. They have it down to a science. That's why I talk about it so much. They have it down to a freaking science right now. Getting like the 9 really, really strong here. So I'll just see if there's any guidance right now around this system. Yeah, they have Hierophant Reverse coming in for them. It's like, I feel that everything they have done is outside of the divine. Everything they have done is outside of divine laws, human laws. And it's dark. And I just don't think it's like, I don't think it's an accident that like I said, like that these certain people have these brands that just sell out makeup like so fast. Like it's just not an accident. Like none of it is a freaking accident, guys. Like they have a system in place. I am positive they have a system in place. And that's why they called it Teflon Don for so long. They couldn't figure out why Trump was so untouchable. We have Manhattan coming in here around that. And, you know, there is some other crooked cats coming in here with the sun shining up on them. So I'm sure it's a bigger network coming through here. I have a reverse earth sign coming through. It's a much bigger network. But I think that whatever Bill Gates developed is something that is probably, oh my God, see, it's like whatever he worked on, it's beyond our own intelligence, okay? And that is what it feels like energetically. And that's why I think we've run into a lot of problems with our country in terms of gaining back control, infiltration, and it's all connected in. It's all connected into Hollywood elites, okay? It's connected into all of the foreign powers, dignitary Epstein. It's the whole network. It's the whole network. So it's all going to be coming out and coming in right now. So anyways, I hope this video just shines a light on some of that stuff. It is what it is at this point, but it's like we have to kind of just take notice to what's been going on, like right under our faces. And I think a lot of us have noticed it, but I don't think they really understand the level or the predictability of these systems, okay? I don't think they understand the ability they have with these systems to just literally shut somebody down energetically as if they no longer even live anymore. Like, it's like they almost like take you out of the universe in some way and program you out so that you literally never get anything that is aligned to you. And right now we have to shine a light on this form of Satanism, okay? It's a form of Satanism. And it's not something that people want to know about sometimes, or they're not ready to hear it, but you've witnessed it at this point. You have witnessed it. You have been a witness to it for a really, really long time. And so now we have to keep shining the light, and we have to keep moving in the right direction. And this is going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people because people are scared. They're scared of what this is. They don't really understand the technologies. They don't understand how they're doing it, how they're pulling it off. I remember in my ear, one of the people that I was talking to through the system, through whatever this V2K voice to skull was, they kept saying, I can't get to you. Like, I can't get to you. There's no way for me to get to you. And it was like they were trying to take a flight or something at that point to come see me or something. And I didn't know if it was like a real thing or not, okay? Because you have to understand that you don't know if you're really connecting to people or not on this system. But it was like, I remember them saying like, they're not letting me get to you. And that's come up a lot. Like, they're like, I can't get to you, or I can't talk to you. I'm not allowed to talk to you. And then I asked a lot about that, and they would say, I'm in a contract. And it was something with a contract. They couldn't break their contracts. And it was like, you have to come out of the contract. It has to be a situation where they meet you in a different way. That sounds like trafficking to me, like, because that could be very dangerous, right? You know, because you don't know who they are or what. But the people that I talked to in my ear, a lot of them sounded like they were in trouble or they were in danger. Okay, I had a lot of interactions like that where people felt scared or they did something or they were in trouble. I've had so many interactions through this device, so who the hell knows who I've talked to or connected to. I think that'd be funny, actually, if we all actually got to meet everybody you talk to through these freaking V2K devices. You actually got to meet them? Like, oh, that was me. That was me. Was that a stage performance? Was that a script? Or what is that? Like, what exactly was that? I was thinking also V2K was tied to acting, because I was thinking they feed lines through this device, because it could also be used for that as well. Like, so you don't have to remember your lines. I was definitely thinking it could be tied to Hollywood and acting. But there's another part to the device that's also a weapon and a torture system. So, you know, it has different, it's a multi-system. It feels like it's a military grade system that they have. So anyways, I'm wishing you guys the best. I'll leave you guys there. Leave me a comment below if this resonates with you. I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm going to do the weekly energy reading and see what's coming in for the super moon. And then I'm also going to have Adam, the astrologer, on my channel later this week as well, to see what's coming in astrologically for the collective, which should be interesting. So I'm kind of curious about what that is right now. But it does feel like, it feels a little stormy at the moment. Like, it feels like a stormy, and not for everybody. It feels for this group, for the elites. It feels like it's a stormy energy coming in for the elites. So anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.